Oh, Nick.
Hi.
You're back.
I just stopped to say hello.
What do you mean?
I'm still working. They just let me out to say hi. I'll see you later. I love you.
All right. Okay. Can we get back to work now? Yeah, let's get back to work. Preliminary search didn't turn up the perp's weapon. Evidently, a cop planted a second gun.
Then the perp's weapon turned up.
Goldblum found it under a dumpster. Steger says Garfield planted the gun. Garfield says it was Steger.
If it was Garfield's shoot, why would Steger plant a weapon?
Good question. I have the IAD hearing.
If I were lawyering, I think I'd like to work for Steger.
If you were lawyering, you'd want to be working for Garfield. He's the underdog.
Item 5 is an all points for the renegade bridegroom, Michael Belton. This louse not only left his fiancée at the altar, he left yours truly holding the ring. Actually, Mick had to cook on his PCP operation earlier than scheduled. Now, his undercover closes this morning. Rain date for his and Robin Tattaglia's nuptials is 5:30 this afternoon at the Kubiak La Paloma room.
Sarge,
What?
if Belker takes the powder, does the head of the gift committee get the refrigerator?
He ain't taking a powder. Item 6, no perp interviews or IDs in interrogation room A today, people. IAD is taking statements on the Garfield shoot. Item 7. Now, our worst fears with this wildcat walkout of the drivers of the City Health Department have come true. The City Health Inspector Rulowitz has declared an emergency, which means until this wildcat strike is over, cops are going to have to pick up the John Doe stiffs. I know, people, I did this the fairest way I knew. I put the names in a hat and I pulled them out. Now, the names I call, along with their partners, you're going to be picking up croakers today. Frame. Donaldson. Hill. Okay, that's it. Let's have a safe shift. Let's go. They're getting away out there.
Not the ones we're going to be with, because they're dead.
How's it going, Ronnie?
I'm just waiting to make my statement.
SOP, my man. Steger's driving the desk, too.
Yeah, and after today, Steger will be back on the streets. What do you think I'm going to be?
Why are you so sure the hearing's going to come out against you?
Who do you think IAD's going to believe? A 27-year member of the Fraternal Order of Police or a black rookie?
Hey, Ronnie, don't hang this up on color, man. They just want to know what happened in that alley.
There's no witnesses. It's Steger's word against mine.
And that's why they're going to be looking at how you handle yourself. The way you say what you say. And if you cop out on some self-pitying crap about color instead of trying like hell to make them understand what went down out there, hey, if I was IAD, I'd figure you were guilty. I'd figure that you planted the piece, and now you're taking your best shot at trying to make the hearing about something else.
Really think they might believe me? I didn't do it, Detective.
Then that's what you got to make them believe. Are you gonna try, Ronnie? All right.
Drive, North 24th Street.
Sorry, fellas. Oh, Jim.
Captain Gleason?
Barry?
Oh, Frank.
You remember that long-legged Irish steno, Frank?
Cassidy.
Cassidy. Yeah. Oh. You think these recorders are an improvement?
Start with Officer Garfield, Captain.
Yeah, off the prelims, we could end with them, too.
No prejudgments, Barry. Whoever survives this inquiry is going to be a cop in my precinct.
No prejudgments, Frank. No prejudgments.
I figured if he took off, he must have warrants, so I knew I should presume he was dangerous. I saw him turn off Van Buren into the alley, and I continued pursuit. I remember thinking, I didn't know this alley. I'd never been down this alley before.
What did you see when you entered?
The suspect had turned and was facing me with a weapon. I identified myself and shot.
You were certain you were at risk?
I was certain. He intended to shoot, so I shot. The impact knocked him backwards. When I went to him, I said to myself, please don't let him be dead. But I knew from the way he looked, there was no movement. He was just lying there. It was absolutely still. There was nothing. No pulse. God, nothing. So I got up to look for the gun.
Was Officer Steger there by now?
Not yet. He arrived a few seconds later.
What did Officer Steger say?
Well, I was looking for the gun, and I told him I couldn't find the gun. And he looked with me for about 10 seconds. And then he told me to go back to the unit and call in the chute. So I called the chute in and came back with some uniform officers from the prostitution suite. Steger met us, and he had a pistol by its trigger guard, and he was yelling that he had found it. Naturally, I was real relieved.
Show me where to indicate your position in relation to the Perp Gomez when Officer Steger entered the alley.
Good calling, man. Bet that stuff kicks like a mule too, huh?
That'll do the job.
You did great, Nick. Oh, you cook some great stuff. You're gonna be big in this business.
Yeah, Mrs. Suarez is gonna be happy too, man.
So, if I meet you at 2?
2 o'clock.
Sharp.
Suarez is always on time, Mick.
Hey, wait a minute, Mick. What's this now?
I'll be back before the meet. What? Don't you want me there?
Yeah, we want you here.
Chato is saying, where are you going?
Look, we didn't get married, right, fellas? I'm going out. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, and I'll be back before the meet.
You're gonna go and see your woman again, right, Nick?
You got me.
Hey, fellow, tonight maybe me, you, and Mick can take our ladies out to celebrate.
Yeah.
Hey, we can go to Lotus Club. You ever been to Lotus Club, Mick?
No.
She'll love it. It's a trip.
Okay. I'll be back in a little while.
All right, you got it. Hey, Mick. Superstar. King of the cookers.
On the events subsequent to the shoot, did you speak with Officer Steger after Captain Frillo told you a second gun had been found?
Yes, I did.
What was said?
I was upset. I told him I couldn't believe the perp had 2 guns. I told him that if the second gun had been found in the perp's pocket, I'd buy that. But both pieces were found in the alley away from the body. And I knew I'd only seen 1 gun in the perp's hand.
How did Officer Steger respond?
He got very upset. I confronted him, asked him if he planted that gun he found.
And did he confess?
He said if somebody did plant a piece, they sure wouldn't have done it to hurt you.
How did you interpret that statement?
I took it to mean that Steger had planted a gun to help me, and in turn wanted me to lie to protect him.
Did he ask you specifically to commit perjury?
What he said was, are you going to be stand up on this or what? I said, I don't know. That's where we left it. The next thing I know, I get called into the captain's office and Steger's there lying through his teeth.
At the time of the shooting, Officer Garfield, how long had you known Officer Steger?
About 2 hours.
Any mutual friends, other cops you both knew, anything like that?
Not to my knowledge. Like I said, we'd only met that morning.
Well, let me see if I got this right. A 27-year veteran walks into a shooting scene and commits a felony by dropping a weapon for another cop that he just met 2 hours before. Is that what you're saying?
Is there anything else you'd like to say on your own behalf at this time, officer?
Just that the perp Gomez had a gun. He pointed it at me, and I shot him. And I never dropped any weapons.
Anything else?
No.
That's all.
Case closed. The kid dropped it.
We have a long way to go before we say that, Barry.
Nobody else had motive.
I'd like to get through Steger's testimony on the shooting before lunch.
I really think you're making a mistake here, Luce.
Yeah, well, nobody asked you.
You know, you don't exactly have control of your emotions right now. All that stuff we talked about you wanting a family and all. And then you see Fabian's mother, and I know that just made it all worse.
Which has nothing to do with Hopper. I'm gonna go see him, that's it. It's right up here on the left.
Well, do you want me to hold your coat?
Why? A major part of my work is evaluating beauty. You think I'm incompetent?
Yes, he is. The next question is going to be, do you think I'm flirting? And yes, he is.
Give me 5 minutes, sir. Lucy, what's the matter with you?
just wanted to take 1 minute to tell you the kind of person I think you are. I think you use people, and I think you're a coward. A guy who lies to himself, let alone other people. And I think you must have been the worst husband in the world. I think you're cheap with your emotions. You're totally joyless. And I think you're a lousy lover. And I don't like your pots.
Lorna, she made many a man happy.
That woman was a hooker?
Died on the job. Actually, she was the queen of phone sex. Could Lorna talk? I swear you'd listen to her, you'd close your eyes, you'd think it was a 20-year-old starlet with a middle-aged woman's dirty mind.
Sounds like you're pretty familiar with the services here, pal.
Well, sometimes I'd bring up her meals, might hang around a little bit. That's no crime, is it?
Boy, I can't seem to get this phone this low.
Would you just... Yeah, please.
Can I just leave?
Yeah, just take it out. Come on, Wrinkle.
You ready? On 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Now, hey, wait. Lie her down.
Wouldn't think you'd have any trouble doing that.
Wait a minute. Now.
Wrinkle. Rigor mortis.
All right, I'm just gonna take her down like she is. What is that?
Heavy as she was, Lorna liked phones all over the room. Must be a customer.
I don't care. I'm not even here. I'm up in the mountains somewhere fishing. I don't care one thing about this. Get through the door. Get it through the door. Get it through the door. There you go.
I was going as hard as I could. No way I was going to catch them. They were pulling a pretty good lead. And I didn't lose them until Garfield followed the perp into the alley. And a second after that, I heard the shot.
How much time passed between when you heard the shot and you next saw Officer Garfield?
10, 15 seconds. Like I say, they were pretty far ahead.
What did you see when you entered the alley?
Well, I saw the kid over near the dumpster. My first thought was, boy, am I relieved. You know, the guy's down, my partner's on his feet. And then Garfield sees me. That's when the curtain goes up.
What?
That's when he starts his performance.
Just state what you saw, officer.
I say, Ronnie, is he dead? He's dead, the kid yells. I shot him. Oh, my God, where's his gun? I say, it's okay. Calm down. We'll find it. Well, anyway, the kid's throwing things around, saying, it's got to be here. I figure he's just going to queer the search site. So I sent him on to call it in. Then I started a methodical search. I find the weapon. Right where Garfield. No editorializing.
Corner 9 off. Be with you in a second, fellas.
We ain't got a second. Where you want this stiff?
Well, dealer's choice, fellas. Main performers ain't particular.
Over there, Wrinkle.
Stiffened up on him a little bit, didn't you, sweetheart? You got no problem, Teasdale.
The woman was pretty upset, Mr. Nydorf.
Oh, look, you shoot her through the grease a little. This a mother?
Daughter OD'd.
Mrs. So-and-so, strange as it may seem to you, we at Nydorf Brothers Mortuary consider the common agate marble the best implant following corneal donation. Keeps the natural contour of the face, and what a generous gesture for your daughter to have made.
I'm just raising the flag, Mr. Nydorf. She said she was suing us.
I'm back in public service, Teasdale. This is something you ought to be able to take care of yourself. And will you, for God's sake, stop at Hopkinson Supply and pick up a bunch of ball implants?
I did that on my way down here.
Thank you, Teasdale. You're a great American. Waste of good marbles. You fellas are too delicate.
you guys are from the Hill, right? Told your captain 3 years ago when I had my little difficulties this city morgue hadn't seen the last of Wally Nydorf.
Wouldn't call hogging them bodies till the strike settled exactly coming back in honor, Wally.
Yeah, listen, Coroner Fukumoto's an honorable man. Fukumoto won't cross the picket line. Wally Nydorf's got his foot in the door, and who knows, once that extremity's inside, what other body parts may follow.
All right. Can we just get out of here now?
Oh, listen, would you hold on just a minute?
Now what?
Lunchtime. As long as you fellas are here, maybe you can walk old Wally through the pickets out there.
I hate being on the same side as you, Mr. Nydorf.
I appreciate your sentiments because you expressed them reasonably, whereas those fellas are fanatics.
You weren't dreaming. No, I had those dealers drive me over. Listen, I got a couple of things at the precinct, then I'll come by and change. We can drive to the Kubiak together. Just a couple things. Honey, some loose ends off my desk. I gotta go. I love you. Bye.
Coffee stand?
No, it's bad for my ticker.
Oh, come on. Come on. How'd things go with IAD? Still going. We're on a break. Hey, tell him that how it was.
I hope it works out.
Stan, you know, I hate to say it, I've worked with him for years. The going gets rough. They all run scared.
All of who?
Color.
I don't buy that.
Right, I know.
No, I mean it.
Sure.
Oh, Jack, I really mean that.
Hey, I believe you.
Run it for me, Nick. I have to get back into the hearing.
Well, I'm going back there after we talk. And Suarez, their buyer, picks up the stuff I made at 2. Give me a couple of minutes to establish intent, then you make the pop.
Trying to think of a way to get you out beforehand.
That's no good, Captain.
We're getting you married today, Mick.
They need me there to show the Dominicans they got a chemist. I'm not there, it's gonna get hinky.
Look, we bust him at 2 o'clock. Kids don't get married till 5:30. Lays out okay to me.
22:45.
Okay. Okay. I'll see you at 2.
Who's with you?
LaRue, Washington, 4 uniforms. Take 6.
What communication, if any, did you have with Officer Garfield subsequent to the discovery of the second gun?
Most of us were out looking for that heart. I came back to the station house. Kid was waiting for me.
Garfield.
Right. I'm not making a racial joke. The kid looked about as pale as he was ever gonna. He took me aside and said, "We gotta talk." We went into interrogation, and he said they found another gun at my chute. I said, "You mean the perp had 2 guns?" And suddenly he started pounding his fists on the walls. And he said, "I wish to hell I'd have thought to say that. I wish I'd have thought to say that." And I'm getting sick of my stomach. I said, "Kid, you mean you planted a piece and set me up to find it? You made me a patsy?" And he said, I began doubting what I thought I'd seen. I knew you were coming. And now he's bawling his eyes out. He said the captain gave me a way out. He asked me. He said, "Did the perp have 2 guns?" And I didn't think to say yes.
I'm going to call the Kubiak.
Hey, Ron. How'd it go, man?
I couldn't tell about Perillo or the IAD guy. The outside captain,
Gleason?
he didn't believe word one. Steger's in with him now, lying. What do you think? I mean, if I offered a polygraph, if Steger would, too.
Why would Steger do something that can only jam him? Why would you? Ronnie, do yourself a favor.
What's that?
Go home. You can't do nothing for yourself here.
I just keep thinking about what he's saying.
Hey, go home, Ronnie. Wait till here, okay?
I know. You got a lodge to run, but that's not the point. The point is the wedding's at 5 o'clock, and all you can think about is the fridge is blocking the way to your men's room. Leon, it's only 4 more hours. Have a heart. Leon.
Real sentimental guy, huh?
How's your boy?
Freaked.
Maybe you got your dough on the wrong horse.
I don't think so, babe.
You know, I just couldn't help but feel bad for him. I told him, I said, you didn't say there were 2 guns because you didn't see 2 guns. Stop it here. Go to the captain. Tell him what happened. He said, I don't think I can. I said, do it. You're not cut out to play it the other way.
Officer Steger, by your account, Officer Garfield stated his actions were motivated by his fear, by panic.
Right.
You also said you were about here when you heard the shot fired?
Yes, right.
What would you estimate was the maximum amount of time it took you to arrive at the scene?
I was running pretty hard.
Less than a minute?
Way less, yeah.
30 seconds. I mean, the distance is less than 30 yards.
I guess 20 seconds.
And Garfield knew you were this close.
Wait a second. I'm not sure what you're saying.
Okay, so we're back at the scene of the crime. Now, Garfield is so panicked that he plants a gun in the mistaken belief that the perp had no weapon.
Right. How many times are we going to go over this?
And having crouched down at the body to put the perp's prints on the weapon, and knowing that you're about to come around the corner at any instant, instead of leaving the gun in the perp's hand, after he had planted it there, and saying, there's his gun, there's the piece, when you arrive. Instead of doing that, he risks your coming around the corner and seeing him. He prolongs his time at risk by removing the gun from the perp's hand and throwing it under a dumpster.
Right.
Then he has the further calculation at a time when, according to your testimony, he's totally panicked to pretend he can't find the weapon.
You asked me what happened. I told you what I saw. I told you what the kid told me.
Thank you.
You have anything further to add to your testimony, Officer Steger?
What do you mean? No. I mean, what are you saying? Are you accusing me?
I don't have any more questions.
The kid planted a piece. He set me up to find it. I mean, what has he got to lose? If I don't find it, he's going to find it later.
That's a good point. Thanks for your testimony, officer.
No problem.
Don't understand what this is about, Jimmy.
So why don't you explain it to me, Philo, huh?
We're closed, man. What is this? What's going on?
This your cooker?
No way.
Hey, I'm here buying self.
Lying, man. Think I don't inventory? Think I don't see you guys shaping to make a move? You're gonna move with Suarez, ain't you? When's he gonna show up?
I don't know why you're talking like this, Jimmy.
He watched this place last night. You guys cooked here. This guy's your cooker.
You see this, Jimmy? You stop being careful. You got to be too much of a big shot.
You just made a bad mistake.
You made the mistake. You did. Now, we got ourselves an ace cooker here. And we're gonna make our move now.
You're gonna take me out, Chato? You think you take me out? No one's gonna be after you? You think Suarez is gonna trust you after you take out your own boss?
It's a big country, man. Come on, Nick. Move!
Come on, where?
You're coming with us? Move it!
Hey, you wanna cook? You stay here and cook with me,
Mick,
man.
you stand with us.
Wait a minute.
Oh! Bucko fellow, man. What you do?
Don't worry about him. I know where to do it. He'll be okay.
All right. Lie down, Jimmy. Lie down! Hey, Pella, dog, you, lie down!
Hey, don't kill us, man.
We ain't gonna kill you, man. We got in the car?
Yeah, everything's in there. Let's go, man.
Sit down!
Doesn't make any sense, Barry. A panicky Garfield just does not do all the things Steger says he did in that amount of time.
Supposing Steger didn't get to the site as quickly as he says he did, Captain.
Yeah. It's human nature, Frank. Steger's pushing, what, 50? He's overweight. So he fibs about how quick he got to the chute. Instead of 15 or 20 seconds, it's 40.
If it's 40 seconds, they buy Garfield's stash in the weapon.
Still don't buy it.
Sure.
Barry, it's too risky and elaborate a set of judgments for Garfield to have made. If he's going to plant a gun and he knows Steger's coming, he plants the gun in the perp's hand and backs off fast.
All right. And you gotta answer me one, Frank. Why?
Why what?
Well, off what you're saying, it's gotta be Steger planted the piece when he sent Garfield out of the alley, right?
Which is Garfield's position.
And I want to know why.
Wrong-headed idea about standing up for another cop.
Now look, I don't want anybody taking this wrong, okay? We're talking about a colored rookie here. A kid that Steger has never met. Now, Steger's not going to put his life on the line for this kid, Frank.
I think the captain's saying that Steger wasn't doing it for Garfield. He's saying Steger did it out of some misguided loyalty to another cop. Rookie, black, first they partnered or not.
Meaning he sold you, huh?
I'm not sure.
Steger is a career patrolman. Maybe he feels he's been passed up unfairly. Maybe he has a victim's complex.
Oh, come on. The ice is getting pretty thin here now.
Barry, neither one of us was in that alley. I'm just trying to support a gut reaction here, same as you are. I don't believe Steger's story.
And I don't believe Garfield's.
Truck driver's next.
I was leaning out, looking back, checking my clearance when I seen this guy come running into the alley. And the cops running, chasing. I figured I better get out of there when I seen him in the rear view. He stops and he pulls a gun out of his pants. Well, that's when I take off. And when I make my turn out of the alley, I heard a gunshot. Then I saw this lady cop.
Did you indicate where you first saw the officer?
Yeah. Right here. With the hooker, she was arrested. I stop. I tell her there's a shooting in the alley. She starts running towards the alley, shouts back to me to tell this other cop.
Which you did.
I did while she was still running.
Did you observe the name tag of the female officer?
Yeah, it was, Willie, Wiley, something
Officer
like that.
Wiley.
Wiley, right.
So from what you're saying, she must have had a view of the alley before her partner did.
Right, he was still running when she was already looking around the corner to see where the shot came from. Of course, this was after the shooting, you understand? I mean, she wouldn't have seen the shooting.
Thank you, Mr. Kazar.
What is he doing here?
Who?
Him.
Who?
It's Tom Hopper, the potter.
Can I help you, sir?
Looks like a wimp.
I'm sorry, you can't file a complaint.
Well, then who should I speak to?
Yeah, what's the problem?
I want to file a complaint against an Officer Bates. Ah, I'm the man you want to talk to. Now, what's the problem? Well, I previously knew Officer Bates on a personal basis, which gives her no excuse for behaving like a thug. She comes into a ceramic studio I operate, terrifies the students, breaks things. What do you mean, terrifying students? What does that mean? I just said her behavior was disruptive. Well, did she take out her gun? Was she arresting people? What? Look, I get the feeling you're not the person I should be talking to. No. I get the feeling that Lucy didn't come to see you as a cop. She came to you for personal reasons. And you are a man enough to talk to her face to face, so you come in here with all this whiny crap, trying to embarrass her at her job, thinking that maybe that'll keep her from coming to see you again. Look, I'm not going to be intimidated by you. Hey, I'm not trying to intimidate you. You still want to file a complaint, or did you accomplish what you came here for? I don't want a repeat of what happened this morning. If I'm getting the message that you don't think it'll be repeated, then a complaint isn't necessary. Well, that's the message. Thanks very much. You're welcome. Do. Stand. Health Department drivers just settled.
Hallelujah. I'll notify our people.
Thanks.
Stan, could you raise Officer Wiley for me, please? We want to talk to her. And I'd also like a copy of her statement about the Garfield case.
Got it.
What was that about?
They wanna talk to Officer Wiley.
Wiley,
Your wife called while you were downstairs.
That's all I needed.
Well, she just wanted to know how things are going. She's just climbing all over me about this thing. It's gonna be over soon.
I'll tell you what's over. My shot at a promotion before I get my benefits. 27 years I'll be going out on a patrolman's pension.
Well, if they clear you, how's this thing going to affect your promotion?
Stan, believe me, I've been a guy who never played the game, and I've always wound up on the short end. This is the kind of thing they've been using for 27 years.
Jack, you mind if I tell you something as a friend?
Shoot.
Self-pity stinks.
What's that supposed to mean?
Means maybe there are other reasons why you didn't get any promotions.
Oh, you don't believe that.
And that's something else. Don't think you always know what somebody else is thinking.
Oh, Stan.
Officer Wiley.
Stan.
Excuse me. Officer Wiley. Could you come with me for a second? IAD wants to talk to you about the Garfield shooting.
Hill Street Goldblum. Hi, Robin. How are you? No, you missed him. He just went out on the bust. Oh, well, maybe he didn't go out on the bust. Maybe, look, I'll tell him you called, okay? Right. Whoops.
We've heard testimony that you proceeded to the site of a reported shooting without waiting for your partner. You're aware that's improper procedure.
Yes, sir.
In fact, you arrived at the mouth of the alley a good 15 or 20 seconds before Officer Trapito, didn't you?
Yes, Captain.
This fact was either omitted or misstated in your Form 319 report, correct?
At this point, officer, I must inform you that your statements, both written and oral, can be used in evidence in any future internal affairs review of your conduct in this matter.
Which I would add is not our intention now. We just want you to tell us what you saw in that alley before Officer Trapito got there. Was this omitted from your 319 report in order to cover the fact that you got there before your partner?
I didn't go down the alley till Jim went with me.
We understand you didn't go in. But did you look down it?
Yes.
What did you see?
If
If I thought it was anything, I would have written it.
Officer Wiley, we're not out to get you. You just tell us what you saw and we'll judge its importance.
Okay.
Lieutenant, over here, sir.
Somebody went down right here, Lieutenant. Here, take this coat over to the lab. Have it typed ASAP.
At least we know it ain't Belker.
Not unless he bought that coat last night. He was wearing a black cashmere.
Lieutenant, company coming.
Now let's make a list of this stuff before we take it down to the lab.
Suarez.
Intercept suspect, Gold Lincoln, heading towards rear gate.
Freeze! Come on, back around the car. Come on, don't make me come to you. Come on, well, look what we got here, huh?
Hey, man, I was just on the way to the bank.
Gee, you missed it, Suarez. It's already after 3.
My. Did you win the lottery, huh?
That's my money.
Really? You hear that? He says all this money is his.
The IRS will be real glad to know how good your newsstands are doing. Put your hands behind your back.
What's the beef, man? I ain't done nothing.
Speed limit in here is 10 miles per hour, Palsy. You were doing 50. Come on.
I'll call it an APB for Belka.
Aha! A great big to you, Wally.
I know.
Strike's over, bud.
I know. Don't rub it in.
Last deposit, Wally, 830 pounds.
5'4.5". Where to, bud?
5B. Hard to believe anybody would want to work in a place like this, isn't it, fellas? Dan Private Mortuaries is dead. There's no action.
Oh, Wally, if you would have kept the tighter ship, maybe you could have kept your job.
Oh, hell, I was perfect for this place. This is the kind of place where you come when you don't need any records. This is a place where you wind up when you die an X.
Oh, no. No.
What's the matter, son? You know the man?
It's his daddy.
Oh. I'll wait outside.
I think it's that next.
Sorry for your loss. Oh. Nydorf Brothers card.
Which is what delayed Officer Torpedo. I reached the other end of the alley, pretty adrenalated. I had my weapon out, but then I was relieved because I could see there was a cop there and he was all right.
The cop was Officer Steger?
That's correct. Then he bent over the body. I was blocked for a few seconds, but then he turned so I could see that he'd found a pistol in the perp's hand and was removing it.
Try not to draw conclusions, officer.
Right, okay. I saw him take. He took the pistol out of the perp's hand and stood up. Then my partner came yelling, "What's going on?" And the next time I looked down the alley, Steger was holding up the piece for Garfield and the other cops who were just coming in. Captain, I'm sure this last part Jimmy and I had on our statement because he was there by then.
Are you absolutely certain that Officer Steger was removing a weapon from the victim's hand?
Yes, sir.
Officer Steger claims he found the weapon approximately 4 feet from the body.
That's not true.
Busy. I can't believe it. I've always been able to reach her. Stan, And I got a feeling something terrible's going to happen. I've got to talk to Cynthia.
You sure you're okay?
Still with me. My wife, the realtor's probably selling a house.
Officer Steger. I'm arresting you for preparing false evidence and subornation of perjury. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Hey, Robin, J.D. LaRue. Look, Mick's still out on the operation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess it did foul up again. No, nothing.
Lieutenant, we got on all points out on the vehicle they got dealt with.
Let's divert units. Link them to the heights and pull.
Yeah, okay.
Bates, Balti, Renko, you and Hill want to go on overtime to track down Belkin?
Well, Bobby's father's dead.
What?
Bobby Hill's father's dead. We found him lying on a slab in the city morgue.
Well, I thought I was having problems.
The foreman's pretty sure that Mick's okay.
They treat the chemists like royalty.
Traffic accident. So your minds are made up. You think I planted the gun?
Officer, we're basing our conclusion on an eyewitness account.
What she saw tells you what I did. It doesn't tell you why. That kid asked me to help him.
Are you saying that Officer Garfield asked you to plant a weapon?
Asked me? He begged me to do it for him.
Why?
He was afraid of going down on a bad shoot, that's why.
That's not my question. Why would a man who had met you only 2 hours before assume you would commit a felony to save him?
You're asking me to think for the kid again. How do I know? It's the way I am or something. People are always asking me for favors.
You're talking about a lot more than a favor here. Complicity is a crime.
He was desperate. For crying out loud. He didn't have no one else. Don't you see what I'm saying? I'm the kind of guy who would have helped him. Ask anyone.
Jack, is it possible you planted the piece?
No.
Just trying to help the kid out.
No! Oh, this is beautiful. This is par for the course, all right. Hey, look.
Officer, will you come with me, please?
I can't believe I'm going down on this.
Robin Tatalia's on line 3, Frank. She'd like to talk to you.
How is she?
Holding up?
Yeah, Robin. Well, we have 2 sightings of them on the interstate, and we have the license number. Robin, I'm sure he's all right. The last thing they want to do is hurt him. Well, yes, there was some blood found at the scene, but it wasn't mixed type. I know how hard this must be for you, but I don't think it's going to be long now.
No hard feelings, so Mick?
Right.
He'll be okay. We're all gonna be okay once we cross that state line. We're gonna be big once we get to Nevada, man. We have a big syndicate and hundreds of dudes working for us. Because we got the brain power, you and me, fellow. The ace chemists in the old free world, man. Forget about her, Mick. We are going to make a star out of you in Nevada.
But fellas, you don't understand. I'm getting married.
In Nevada, you can get married as much as you want, Mick. Hey, fellow. Over there, that looks like a good one.
Come on.
Put this on. Here. It's only a toy. You're just gonna scare him.
Everybody down! On the floor! One move and I'll kill you.
Don't even breathe.
Open it!
Anything, okay? Just don't hurt me.
All right, get down! Anyone moves, I'll kill him!
It's taking too long. Let's get going.
Shut up! That's enough! I'll blow your fucking head off!
I don't shoot. I'm a police officer.
You're a what? The hell you are!
Honest to God. I got a badge in my back pocket. Don't shoot. Lower the gun. I'm just going slow into my back pocket for this badge.
I'm glad I didn't buy anything that spoils. Otherwise, they'd have ended up getting married, if they ever do, with dead flowers.
Hey, Ronnie, my man. Hey, Ron. Hey, I heard the good news. I'm glad.
I just want to say thanks for keeping me cool today.
Hey, no problem.
How do you figure Steger?
I don't. Guy almost ruined my life.
I'm glad it worked out, Ron.
Hey, welcome aboard, kid.
Thanks.
I expected, a few tears, a little upset. But she was totally devastated. It was like they were newlyweds.
Maybe that's the way she wants to remember it.
He'd cat around, disappear for years at a time, but she'd still pray to Jesus that he would one day see the light.
Yeah, your mama's a good Christian woman. God love her.
Yes, she is. Hey. But that's not what he needed. He needed someone to kick his butt, someone to say, you got a family. You got responsibilities. Why don't you act like a man?
You got any idea what he's doing right here?
I don't know. Working on the angle. Worst part of it is, Renko, in spite of it all, I loved him. Hey, toast, Reggie Hill, a man who lived solely for his own pleasures, a man who didn't give a damn about anyone.
I ain't gonna drink to that. I don't think you want to either.
Even if he was here for me, if he was here, so what? We never worked it out between us.
Listen to me, pal. I think maybe this time you ought to let yourself think it might have. All right, come on, knock this off. We gotta pour you on a train, brother.
What is it?
Who is it?
Me.
Fabian, what are you doing here?
You sounded lonely, Lucy.